Hey guys, we are going to continue our study of main ideas and how to create really purposeful, good main ideas. And today we're going to talk about main ideas as being too broad or too narrow. So let's get started. What do you think the word broad means? I want you to use one of these sentence starters. You could use, I believe the word broad can be defined as, I'm not sure what broad means, but I think it could be, or when something is broad, it is. You're going to go ahead and type that in on the Edpuzzle answer space. So one thing that I want you to make sure that you know, so we might want to put this in your notes, is that broad means that your main ideas are general enough to be supported by many specific details. Broad is sort of the opposite of narrow. Broad means it covers enough space that several things can go under it. Okay? What do you think the word distinct means? You can use one of these sentence starters. I believe the word distinct can be defined as, I'm not sure what distinct means, but I think it could be, or when something is distinct, it is. Be sure to write this down. Distinct means that your main ideas are going to be different from each other. They are different enough that several details won't fall under the same, under more than one main idea category. What about the word narrow? You can use these sentence starters. I believe the word narrow can be defined as, I'm not sure what narrow means, but I think it could be, or when something is narrow, it is. Be sure to write this down. A main idea that is narrow is too specific to be supported by multiple details. Okay? So we want to make sure that our main idea is broad and different from each other. Our main ideas are different from each other, and that they're not too narrow so that they can't be supported by several different details. So let's see if we can identify some examples of broad versus narrow. Look at each photo and tell me if it's broad or narrow. In fact, I want you to choose two pictures and tell me, actually, let's do one picture and tell me if it is broad or narrow. So let's look at an example. Imagine we have an author that's writing an expository piece about volcanoes using the following pre-writing plan. Remember, we come up with our topic and our three main ideas. Well, if their topic is volcanoes, they have a main idea 1 that says different types of volcanoes, main idea 2, supervolcanoes, and main idea 3, pumice. Notice how the author uses the simple pre-writing plan outlining the topic and the main ideas by as indicated by each simple blurb. Remember, a blurb is just a word or two that's giving us the overall feel of each main idea. How might these ideas look written down? A supervolcano is often assumed to be just a supersized volcano, but it's quite different. Supervolcanoes are not cone or dome shaped like ordinary volcanoes, nor do they have a vent on top where gases and lava can escape. Instead, a supervolcano is like an underground chamber filled with semi-molten rock that lies invisibly beneath the Earth's surface. Pressure builds in this chamber until it can't be contained any longer. Then it explodes with deadly force, breaking through the Earth's crust for miles around. The eruption of a supervolcano leaves behind a volcanic crater known as a caldera. About 650,000 years ago, the supervolcano at Yellowstone National Park in the western U.S. erupted and left behind a caldera that measures 53 miles long and 28 miles wide. So in that paragraph, we should notice that the author could discuss the differences between composite or cone-shaped volcanoes, such as Mount Fuji, and shield or dome-shaped volcanoes, like those found on the Hawaiian Islands. This is an effective main idea that can be supported by many details. The second paragraph could be equally informative, allowing the author to elaborate as such. But that third main idea, this is where we run into a problem. Pumice is one specific type of volcanic rock. It would be hard to find enough to say about it to support a fully elaborated paragraph. So instead, how about broadening it into a main idea of volcanic rocks and elaborating as follows? Volcanic rocks are formed by cooling magma inside a volcano and expelled during an eruption. One of the most familiar volcanic rocks is called obsidian, which is easily recognized by its glossy black color and smooth texture. Many traditional cultures around the world have used the sharp edges of obsidian for knife blades and arrowheads. Other types of volcanic rock are rough in textures and rich in minerals such as iron and magnesium. Basalt is the most common form of this volcanic rock. The Hawaiian Islands are almost entirely built from basalt. Yet, another kind of volcanic rock is formed when lava and gases explode from a volcano simultaneously and forcefully. These two substances combine, form a foam, and then solidify into lightweight rocks called pumice that can actually float. So earlier, we had a main idea 3 that was only pumice. But when we changed it to just volcanic rock, now we have obsidian, basalt, and pumice. 3 details that fall under the more broad category of volcanic rock. So let's work on a topic and main ideas together. So if our topic is dance, our main idea 1 is famous dancers or choreographers. Main idea 2 might be something like viral TikTok dances. And main idea 3 could be taking care of your body as a dancer. So when we think about this topic, we have 3 very different, we have a broad topic with 3 broad yet distinct main ideas. Dancers is different from dances, and which is different from how you take care of your body as a dancer. So we're going to take this time to write a sentence about at least one of these main ideas. You might use one of these sentence starters, like look at how, or you may be thinking, or someone you know has probably, or when you watch a. You're going to go back and you're going to choose one of these main ideas and you're going to create a main idea sentence, a full sentence, and you of course can use any of these sentence starters. So pause and write down the sentence starter that you want and then create a main idea from these topics. Now it's your turn. You're going to go to your next task in Canvas and you're going to open it up into the Empowering Writers website, and you're going to complete just the first page of the assignment and then hit submit. Have a great day.